Welcome back to another music club. This week, we are down one member of the group. However, we did To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar, which was suggested by Garrett, so take it away.
I don't really know how to intro the album. So that's that.
Good intro, Garrett. Good intro. Good start.
And that's it. Thank y'all for coming.
I didn't really have anything like planned out. I wasn't like ready yet.
But you've been planning to do Kendrick forever, though.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know what to say.
It's your album, bro.
Are you just at a loss for words, or did you just not prepare?
You're like that one Redditor that gets starstruck whenever he sees a black person.
Thank you, r/Kendrick Lamar.
This album, you know.
Anyway, next week my album is going to be...
It's not even your pick next week.
Yeah, I know, that's a joke.
It's yours, Grim.
Oh, it's mine? Oh, okay, I know what I'm picking.
Alright.
You know, let's talk about The Pimp a Butterfly before we talk about the next album, please. To Pimp a Butterfly is probably my favorite hip-hop album. I've said that whenever I suggested it.
Jesus, that's
my favorite hip-hop album I've listened to.
Seeing as you don't have anything to say about it at all.
Yeah, that's the.
Well, I wasn't ready.
I think you had...
ready. I wasn't ready. Just relax. Let me speak. Damn. Jesus.
Right.
I don't even want to talk about
start up the ice with Adam?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I like the jazz and the funk aspects of it. Sounds really nice. The instruments are pretty. On a lot of the tracks are pretty layered. And it sounds really nice. They're, you know what I mean? Because like every time I listen to it, I catch something new, and it's really nice. This album, I'd give it a high 9 to a 10. It's a very good album. Anyway, next person.
Alright, so that's all he has to say. I'll go next, I guess. Because I'm wanting to go to bed soon anyway. So I have some mixed opinions on this album. I'm first of all going to start off my rating. I'm probably going to give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it had excellent instrumentation. I also really like the jazz and funk elements. Like, I thought the jazz tracks were were the coolest. And whichever song was the first one to feature Snoop Dogg, I forgot which one that was.
Institutionalized.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite song. Now,
my favorite song is alright. I want to say my favorite songs are alright. I forgot to say that.
Okay. I know my least favorite song, which was good for a while, but then it just kept dragging on, and it was Mortal Man, I think, the last album, the last song. I did not like that song, the second half at least, very much. I'm about to elaborate. That's also part of what I didn't.
Shut up, Garrett.
I'm not. No disrespect against Tupac. It's just that a lot of this album had a whole lot of like black excellence stuff in it, which is fine. But like, as a fucking 20-something broke-ass white dude in college, I do not relate to the message of the album, like, at all. And it'd be different if like it was a lot more subtle, but it completely lacked really any subtlety, like, and it made it to where I just couldn't relate to the music. I mean, that's fine. I get that I'm not, why isn't it, there we go. I get that I'm not the target audience or anything, but like, that was just my biggest complaint, I guess, was that a lot of it I couldn't really feel attached to it. Like with
Yeah,
other
they
rap
really
artists,
shouldn't
where
have They shouldn't have taken a book, a page out of Teldron 3030's book.
Well, you see, I think it was different because Deltron 3030 completely lacked subtlety, but it was relevant to every single human. So,
Well, yeah, because
like
that was just a
this,
more of because Deltron 3030 is more of it's more of a critique of capitalism and consumerism
yeah,
and like
Yeah,
which
think
is
this is a
imperialism.
critique of capitalism and consumerism as well.
yeah,
which
but
it is, but I feel like it's a more racially focused, a lot more racially focused than Deltron 3030 was. And so I just really can't relate to it on that issue. I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just, not my taste,
I feel like it's more
So,
Kendrick Lamar talking about his experience in America. And
that's
his
fair.
experience with fame in America and all that.
Of course, that's completely fair. But yeah, I just can't relate to it at all, is what I'm just trying to say. And so, like, art that you can't relate to obviously doesn't have as big of an impact as it would for somebody that it does relate to. And so it just didn't have as big of an impact on me as it could have if I did have similar experiences,
Yeah, relatable.
Another, not really complaint, it was just, like, incredibly long. Like, it was a lot longer than I was prepared for. And it's not really a complaint, but, like, it was just... I don't want to say it had the B-side drag like some other albums did, because I did think some of the later songs were pretty good and really enjoyable. But
Actually,
it just... What's up?
real quick, can we change B-side drag to B-side blues?
B-side what?
B-side blues.
blues.
B-side blues? Yeah, sure, I'm fine with that. But what if we do an actual blues album?
Then we'll say it's the blues.
I think B-side Blur is
jazz.
just
no,
better.
No, we'll call it the B-side jazz because of JoJo's.
I gotcha. Anyway, it doesn't really suffer. Like, I felt like all the songs were unique in their own way, and that I felt like was really good. It had plenty of variety. Really, yeah, my only problem with it was that I couldn't really relate to it all much, so I'm gonna give this, like, a light 8 to a 7. Like, it could change with further listenings. Only problem is I don't really have a whole lot of drive to listen to it again, I guess, if you understand. But I mean, it was a good album. I enjoyed it. There were just nitpicks that I had with it, So overall, 7/8 out of 10.
I would
Definitely
like to
not
go.
a 6, but I would not give it a 9.
Me personally, I do enjoy this album. I do understand the meaning behind it, and I don't want to say too much about the meaning because I would just be repeating things that a lot of other people have said that has been said millions of times with this album.
Oh, fuck.
So
I'm gonna die right here. This guy's just gonna
I think
break
I am
me.
too.
Can you
Yeah.
kill him?
No. This album, I do really like the funk elements in it. I do like the jazz, which are predominantly African American genres. But I still prefer Good Kid, Mad City to this album. But that's just personal preference. If I were to give this like my personal taste score, it would probably be about a 7, very strong 7 out of 10. But in terms of music quality and the meaning behind it and what it has to say on the grand scheme of socioeconomic issues in America in relation to the African American community, it blows 7 out of 10 out of the water. I'm almost at a loss for words at how much meaning Kendrick was able to put in this album, and I have a lot of respect for Kendrick Lamar and his lyrical and music making abilities. That's all I have to say.
You know, I'm starting to see why browsers of r/Kendrick Lamar get starstruck every time they see him by person.
Starting to really get that mentality, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's only a hop, skip, and a jump, you know?
Alright, my turn? Yeah, of course it is. Alright, so I'd probably give this album like an 8. Kendrick Lamar right now is probably either either 1 or number 2 in my favorite modern rappers. He's like either 1 or 2 because Tyler the Creator is like flip-flopping with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
I kind of agree with Ryan. Personally, I prefer Good Kid, Mad City, especially in terms of like just the meanings behind it. Because I mean, especially seeing as that was my first introduction to Kendrick Lamar. But To Pimp a Butterfly probably has some of my favorite songs just in hip hop. You know, Alright, King Kuta, Swimming Pools, which fucking everybody knows, right? Like
That's on Mad
like,
City.
That's on Mad City.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah.
Either way though, fucking everybody knows that song, right? Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
like, fuck. What was the other song then? I think it was Wesley's Theory. Sorry, my bad. I meant Wesley's Theory. Oh man, and I bet Ben really loves that song as well. Now that I think about it. But
Is Ben a Kendrick fan? He doesn't really strike me as such. He's,
you might
being
want to
racist and all.
just no, yeah, that's the thing though. The lyrics at the start.
Which
Oh yeah, the song that he sampled in
Wesley's
the
Theory.
beginning.
Oh.
yeah,
Actually, could I just say, I don't mean to interrupt, but can I say a quick thing that I noticed about those lyrics? Well, something that just jumped out to me. With the sample that he used, I don't want to repeat the lyrics because I'm white, but saying every is a star. I'm not sure if the original sample of that was just intending to be like some sort of racial joke.
It was sampled by. It was a sample from a Jamaican artist who was trying to normalize the N-word in the Jamaican community
Oh well.
and make it less impactful.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
what the
he
point of the
used
song
that.
was.
Well, I think yeah. Okay, whatever. I think that. Thank you for interrupting me. I lost my train of thought. All right,
Well, I was
You're
trying
welcome.
to.
we're ending the stream here.
You know, as I was saying, this album definitely has like some of my favorite songs, like just in modern hip hop. But at the same time, like it has a few of the problems that Eco Gems and a bunch of other albums have, where it's like they just like throw in like random noises, like at the start of, I think it's like, I can't remember which song, but like near the start, it's just like 30 fucking seconds of someone just going
Oh, that was These Walls.
yeah, and it's like cool. There's a message behind that. Also, I don't care. I don't care. I didn't come here to listen to that. I came here to listen to music, you know? And like it doesn't suffer too much from that. I think there's only like 2 songs with like just random shit like that. But that shit can really piss me off. Yeah, I don't really have too much else to say though, because it's just like a really good album for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the songs individually?
There's a lot of tracks, man.
I mean, I could talk about my favorite lyrics. We can talk about my favorite lyrics in each song.
Oh, hey, by the
Yeah,
way,
let's just go
yes,
over
apparently
our
Kendrick-
favorites. Yeah, just pad out the runtime.
I liked it when he said "To Pimp a Butterfly." I was like, "That's the name of the album."
Alright, well, if we're talking about shit, I'd say my favorite part of the whole album is when it's like by the time you hear the next pop, the funk
Alright, Ryan, you
shall
were ready
be
to
within
die
you.
for a lot.
I really like that part.
Hold on, Graham.
That's personally, that's just my favorite part. Yeah.
One of my favorite songs is
Dying for
Don't blow it
glory.
until I
Shit
tell you
for
to,
free.
Graham.
I
For
always
Free
really
is a
liked
really
For
good
Free.
song.
It's like a very good commentary on like dating,
All right, go for it,
and
Graham.
it's also a very good commentary on like a
The
commentary
meeting's just
on.
closed. Please come back later.
I mean, yeah, of course it's a really good commentary. His dick ain't free, like, come on.
It's like a commentary. It's like comparing America to a gold digger that only wants to like take from you.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. I like.
I didn't like it when he talked about
I
his
didn't
dick
really
because
like
it made
the
me
lyric.
uncomfortable as a fragile white man.
Matter of fact, it's 9 inches.
I'll get there as soon as I can.
Fire. I also like part in Wesley's theory where he says he makes reference to CIA selling drugs and guns, where he says when I get signed, homie, I'm gonna buy a strap straight from the CIA set on my lap. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear somebody else talking about that besides us.
Yeah. Besides conspiracy theorists.
And then in Wesley's theory, he says,
Infest the rat's nest.
see, my name is Uncle. See, my name is Uncle Sam. I'm your dog. Motherfucker, you could live at the mall. And then in
Oh, wait, let me.
All Right, he uses the same lyric, but instead he switches out Uncle Sam for Lucy. And Lucy is supposed to be Lucifer.
Yeah.
So he's comparing he's comparing Uncle Sam to Lucifer.
Oh,
In that like
sorry, mine's about to start. Mine's about to spawn.
like Uncle Sam will give you these like false promises and deals, or like a deal that you have to pay a huge price to get. In the same way that the devil will like give you a contract for you know, like your soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He goes into that in For Sale. He talks about basically the devil asking him if his soul is for sale, and like tempting him to sell his soul.
Yeah, I'd sell that shit for a fucking Milky Way.
Would you
I mean,
sell
I
your
can't
soul
sell
for
it.
a
I don't
muscle girl,
have
Graham?
one, so it's like
Do what?
Would you sell your soul for a muscle girl?
Oh, hell yeah.
Exactly. A wise man.
Actually, can we just...
We can discuss.
Can we not?
It's fine.
Can we not discuss this kind of stuff?
Okay.
Pussy.
Like, I'm not shaming you, but I genuinely, like...
Don't care.
I don't know. And that's the kindest way I can say it.
Alright,
and
so
then-
back to the album.
I like the symbolism of these walls, where he's talking about the walls
Donald
inside your
Trump.
head, like if your walls
Oh.
could talk, or like he's talking about like the walls of a prison cell, but he also means, pussy. It's like fucking, you know
Oh
what I mean?
man, I didn't actually get that part when I heard that.
These
Man, is
walls
that an
want to cry
Evangelion
tears.
reference?
These walls happier when I'm here. He says, interior paint color coordinated.
Yeah.
Yeah. You is really sad.
Yeah, because he's
That's all
talking
I wanna say
about.
that. Alright's my favorite song off of the album. It has some of my favorite bars off of it.
Actually, could we just like put an F in the chat for the fact that Kendrick clearly has Alzheimer's, as it takes him the whole album to remember the entirety of that poem he made.
Yeah,
Just
I
in
really
the
like
name
that
of
poem.
the title.
Just like how Lil Pump has Alzheimer's when he says the lyrics, I fuck a bitch, I forgot her name.
I don't think that's
Thank you.
comparable, but
thank you, genius.
Aren't these
I like how
open?
it builds, he builds the poem as he's going along in the album, and it like adds on to the theme, and then it also like talks about each individual track. Really like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I like how he builds it as he goes along, but I also kind of would have preferred if he didn't like keep repeating the same like first few lines over and over and over. If instead like you just like put a line or two in, and then you just had to put it together yourself.
Or
Like,
maybe he put like pieces of it in each song, and then like at the end he pieces it all together.
Yeah, that would work too.
That'd be
That'd be,
interesting.
I'd be
Well,
pretty cool with
he probably did it like that for a reason. I don't really know why he did it like that, but
Because people are retarded. And,
then at the end, well, let me think about some of these other songs. Oh, Hood Politics has some of my favorite bars in it. Oh my god. Probably my favorite bar on this album is probably how does it start? I can't remember how it starts. From Compton to Congress, set tripping all around. Wait, no, he said that before. Fuck, I can't remember how it starts. I'm retarded. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to look it up now.
In the meantime, we also get some good memes from this album, like
In Screaming in the Hotel Room.
yeah, there's
I got a
that,
bone to
and then,
pick.
I got a bone to pick. Yeah, and in fact, and then in King Kuda, there's also I'm mad, he mad, but I ain't stressed. Also, I think it was. This is just like a small little thing, but if you like look up the video for Alright, there's just a part in the music video where he's just like flying in midair. And
Yeah, well, that's a lot of the music video, and there's also a part in the music video where his car was being carried by people, and he was freestyling in the car.
Yeah. And I don't
Was
know
it a
why,
backseat
but
freestyle?
I just find that funny.
No, he was in the front seat. He was driving.
Huh.
Or he was in the driver's seat. He wasn't technically driving. He was being carried, but you know.
SpongeBob, me boy, I'm overdosing on ketamine and stealing this jet.
I started watching speedruns of that shit. It's
Oh, that is-
hilarious.
That is how the bar starts. From Compton to Congress, set tripping all around. Ain't nothing new but a flu, new Democrats and Republicans. Red state versus blue state. Which one
Okay,
you gonna
actually,
be?
I'm not even gonna pretend Democrats and Republic was that or whatever you just said.
Republicans.
That's Republicans. That's actually I'm not even gonna pretend. That's actually pretty good right there.
Yeah. and it's a really accurate portrayal of how politics are now, and it's less about like policy and more about like repping
Or
Democrat or
coordination.
repping Republican.
Yeah.
Like the you know.
I mean, all this
It's
time
like
I've just been calling them libtards and Republicans, but now I've got something new.
And then okay, well, I don't even think of the next song I want to talk about. I like Complexion. Complexion's really good.
Alright, I'm on my way back to the airport. Would
The
you
Black
like
of
me
the
to pick
Berries
you
really
up?
good.
I'm in my
I like
car.
You Ain't Gotta Lie a lot. I like that one. Where he was talking about, tell me you got the burner stashed and like stuff like that, and he says like, you sound like the feds. I like the album version of I. It's really good.
Now that I think about it, Kendrick's got some like good memes. Like there's syrup sandwiches as well from Damn.
Ryan, do you want to
I am
live
a sinner who's
forever?
probably gonna sin again.
I'm already like on the runway.
I think Mortal Man is
Do you
probably
want to live forever?
like top 3,
No.
top 2 or 3 songs of the album, just because like the message of the song is really interesting, where he's talking about like how you see celebrities as friends, but then they do something fucked, like they do something like, oh, they abuse drugs or something like that, and then all of a sudden they're like your enemy, like they're, you know, they become like people expect celebrities to be perfect, but and they want them to be like your friend, but you don't treat them like a friend. You know what I mean? Because with him saying like, ask your friends, if shit hits the fan, are you still a fan? Like, if like if you found out that I was a drug addict, would you judge me as a drug addict, as like a, you know, someone who just fucked, or would you like see me as Kendrick Lamar, like your friend? You know what I mean?
Yeah, although honestly, mate, I don't think I'd see you as Kendrick Lamar any time of the week.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would describe myself that way either, but I'm just saying.
I know.
No, if I was Kendrick Lamar, I would not be talking to you motherfuckers, so, you know.
Okay, fuck you too.
I mean, to be fair, if any one of us was famous, we'd be like, fucked. You know what I
I
mean?
forgot to talk about institutionalized. Fuck. Institutionalized is really interesting. He's talking about how, like, people who are, like, from the hood don't understand what it's like to be famous, and don't understand, like, when you're famous, you have a lot of responsibilities. Like, Kendrick Lamar has a responsibility to, like, a lot of people underneath him. Like,
Bitch ass.
I thought you were gonna say something.
No, I'm calling Ryan a bitch ass.
Oh yeah, you should do that. He is. And then he's talking about his friend who was trying to steal jewelry at the BET Awards. That was very interesting.
Kind of fucked.
Yeah, and he was kind of using it like to like build on top of what he was talking about. Like people who were like trapped inside the ghetto, quote unquote, like they're institutionalized. Like they can only think in that mindset. So whenever, like, if you gave them like a huge boatload of money, it's like people who win the lottery and then next year they're back to where they were before because they don't know how to manage their money.
Yeah.
Because they're not taught how to manage their money. It's the same thing. Like, even if they came into wealth, they wouldn't know what to do with it. They would just blow it all.
I mean, you're literally doing the lottery, like, you probably don't know how to manage money at all.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fair point. That's all I really want to say about the album.
Just taking
Alright.
a bit longer than I expected.
Yeah. I plan on revisiting the album later.
Okay.
Just to, after I've done like some research.
So
about
Graham,
it. A bunch more research about it.
what is your next album suggestion? Get closer.
So my next album suggestion is going to be Pink Season by Pink Guy. So
Awesome.
that'll be an interesting one. I'll make sure to post that in the chat, and we will talk about that next week.
Alright. While we're waiting for Jess to come back, right
Hey, Jess.
Yo, what's good?
there.
We
What
just
do you think about the album?
Yeah,
Because
we're
we
actually
are
on
about to
stream.
finish up.
What's up, dog? I'm gonna keep it real. Garrett, this was you, right?
Yes.
I didn't enjoy this album. Like, I struggled to listen to it. I don't know what it was, because usually I love Kendrick Lamar, and there's a couple of songs that really jumped out at me. But, overall, it wasn't my shtick, I guess. Cause, like, even just now, while I was, like, trying to listen to it while I was, like, finishing my day at work, Hood Politics was fantastic. I think it was either Institutionalized or These Walls that I felt that I was really into. But then, like, Mama, I did not enjoy it, especially the ending. I don't know what it was, but the ending just, like, ruined almost the entire song for me.
Interesting.
I need the next 40 minutes to go by a lot faster.
What do you think?
Started-
That one doesn't jump out in my memory, which probably means, you know, it was at least enjoyable for me.
Oh, I forgot to say this, but King Kunta is a Kunta Kinte from like a book. I can't remember the name of the book now.
No, he's
They
from
made a movie based off of it.
yeah. What was it? It wasn't Chains. What
I
was
think I know what you're talking about. I'll be right back. My PlayStation, like, is working but not working, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, I remember,
Roots.
like,
Roots is what it was.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember-
it was original.
the part where he's like, the yam is the power that be. You can
Yeah.
smell it when you're walking down the street. Wasn't
Or
that
the
something
Power
to do
That
with like
Be, is that a Death Group's reference?
black? Wasn't that something to do with Black History?
Well,
I could've sworn
In- in African, like in some African country that I saw the Genius annotation about it. It was talking about like there's an African country where having yams.
It's called Africa.
It was a specific country, like
I know.
but having like a lot of having a successful yams farm, you could make a lot of money, and it's a very important ingredient in a lot of like soul food, things like that, and traditional African food. So if you have a lot of yams, it means you have like money, and yams is another word for like women's legs. So he's also getting pussy.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, that's what I got from it.
Yeah,
I thought it was talking about women.
it was a multiple entendre, but
Hey, Ryan, want to go commit
and
a
he
terrorist
said
attack on
everybody
the-
trying to cut the legs off him. Kunta Kinte
Okay.
eventually had his foot amputated because he tried to escape so many times.
He tried to do what so many times?
Tried to escape Kunta Kinte.
Oh, yeah. Alright, that, King Kunta, that was one of the songs I actually really enjoyed, because the moment I started playing it again, I was like, oh yes, now I remember this one.
Yeah.
That one's got that nice kind of funk feel to it, and I always appreciate a good funk.
Yeah.
You know, giving it a rating, I'd give this album 7 out of 10. Just not my style.
Gotcha.
Like it's a good album. It's just not. The majority of it was not my jam. And it's one of those things where, like, objectively, I can tell this is a very good album. Hey, that's my water. Dumb cat.
But
You have to get over
pretty
here,
much
right?
everybody gave it a 7. So I gave it like a 9.
I enjoyed it. I also just don't really like the way Kendrick Lamar sounds, honestly. Like his voice. I don't really like it.
I got a pool full of shot.
I think I kind of get that with MF. Well, I mean, I kind of get that with MF Doom, but it's a bit different. It's not that I just don't like his voice, it's just that I don't really like... Fuck, MF Doom is so weird for me.
I don't understand how you don't like MF Doom, but you do.
It's
like
not that I
Voltron.
don't like him, because when he's featured on songs, it's like, he's fucking amazing. But I don't...
gotcha.
It's like when he's solo, you don't...
I don't like an entire album of him, you know?
That's fair.
Yeah,
He's
like,
It's kind of like me and Lil Baby. Like Lil Baby, like whenever he's just featured on a song, like you know it's okay, but like whenever he's doing his own shit, it's trash, garbage.
I think that's what saved this album was the fact that he had so many features, so I didn't have to listen to just his voice. If it was just his voice the whole time, I would have probably really given it a lower score.
Gonna be honest, I really, really like Thundercat's work on this album. He did an amazing job. He is a very talented bassist. And I think that's pretty much all we have to say. Does anyone else have 2 cents?
Well, I have a story about ODB, but that could probably wait. Because
Okay.
I meant to tell it during the Wu-Tang thing, but then I realized, my god, I spent like so long just talking about it. I don't want to keep going, you know? And it's just really off topic.
Uh-oh. That was kind of bullshit, but okay.
By the way, next album is Pink Season.
Yeah.
Oh god, I can't wait.
It's an album I am more accustomed to than this one. I'm more
So wait,
familiar
that's our album for next week?
Yes.
Yeah, it's out for next week.
Sick.
Thank you to the 0 people who watched and to the 0 people who are watching. See y'all